What is up, everybody? We are back for another episode of Hope for Haas. This time we're in the HUNGARY in Hungary. Last time out it was a double points finish for us, and it was actually a good race, and that's kept Mick Schumacher in the seat for now. We're going to keep him probably until the end of the season, and then it's likely we're going to move on because he doesn't seem to improve in enough for our liking, and there's definitely better drivers out there. But he is on a very, very cheap contract. If you have a look, what, 540k a year, which is, I mean, nothing really to an F1 team. So we'll keep him until the end of the year, and then we'll probably look to get a better driver in. Valtteri Bottas would be a very, very good driver, and someone I'll be interested in. But let's get ahead and see what else there is. Factory upgrade is complete, and let's see if we can get any more upgrades completed. I mean, right now we have so much money, we're actually just going to upgrade everything, the staff facilities and the operations facilities. So if we do this, if we do decide to switch drivers at the end of the season, more drivers will be attracted, just on the basis that we're improving our facilities. So we'll make sure those are upgraded to give us the best chance of getting the best drivers. We do have the scout reports in, actually, for Valtteri Bottas and Alex Albon. So Bottas's salary is 18 million we're going to have to pay. That is a lot. That's a lot more than Mick Schumacher. 18 million more than Mick Schumacher. Buyout fee is for 13 million. So maybe that's not a realistic opportunity. Alexander Albon, on the other hand, is 6 million, buyout fee 1.3, and that is definitely possible. So maybe we'll look at this at the end of the season. He's only got 5 months left on the contract, so Alex Albon could be someone that we go to. I don't think there's a way where we could sign him at the end of the season. I wish there was, but once again, it is their first year, so maybe in a future update or in the next game they'll change it so that you could have drivers sign on at the end of the season instead of midway through, because it'll make it a little bit more realistic. But we will look at Alex Albon towards the end of the season. Here we are. If you have a look, in Hungary it is expected light rain, so that might change a little bit of things. If you are interested in the current standings, Ferrari are running away with it in the constructors. But when you have a look at the drivers' championship, Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc are tied on points with Max Verstappen, only 27 points behind. So we do have a three-way fight for a championship, which in real life we would love to see a three-way fight. We would love to see a two-way fight right now as Verstappen's running away with it. But no, so it's an interesting time in the championship, and we'll see what happens as the season comes to an end. So we're safely into Q2. Leclerc. Bottas is very fast in the Alfa Romeo. How has he managed that? But anyway, Bottas, Leclerc, Gasly are all taking grid penalties. So we stay close to them. We can jump up a couple of places as well, and that is crucial in Hungary. Ricciardo in the McLaren is out in Q1 alongside the Aston Martin and the Williams. But it'll be interesting to see, can Mick Schumacher make it into Q3 for the second time in a row? Alright, here we go. Second flying laps for both Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen. They've both made the line, so there is no worry about that. But can they both make it into Q3? Mick Schumacher currently on the cusp of making it in. Lando Norris can't improve enough. But if Mick Schumacher can get ahead of Fernando Alonso, I believe he will have a good chance of making it into Q3. We'll have to see what Yuki Tsunoda does as he comes across the line. Valtteri Bottas is lightning quick in the Alfa Romeo, but Tsunoda can't improve. It's going to all be down to Esteban Ocon. Can Esteban Ocon knock out Mick Schumacher currently for the time being? Yes, he can. So Schumacher and Magnussen need to improve. Mick Schumacher doesn't improve enough. Kevin Magnussen does. So at least we have one car entering Q3, but Mick Schumacher will be starting from P12 on the grid here in Hungary. Oh, as expected, it is raining. Let's have a look. So we're on the intermediate tires. Let's get out quickly. We want to do laps quickly. So we're gonna let's do 3 flying laps with no cooldown and see if this works out. So we're gonna make sure we put some fuel in the car. Got that configured out. Let's go. Let's send Kevin Magnussen out there just to do some laps on these intermediates. It is going to rain this weekend, so we don't want to use up too many intermediate tyres. But if we can get him out there... Oh, the rain is actually going down. I thought it was going to go up. But if we can get him out there in case it does rain a lot more, which it looks like it might potentially, we could be on for a very good grid slot. And it is raining a lot more now. So he's got his lap in. originally. Now we're going to call him in. I think he might have done a masterstroke. We've done a masterstroke here. We've got him out early enough. He's done a 1:23.9. We're on for pole position here in Hungary with Kevin Magnussen. Call the car back in and keep it raining. If it keeps raining, we're on for pole position. No car can match us with this rain. It's looking like pole position. We've done a masterclass. It's going to be pole position for Kevin Magnussen. They've got 2.5 minutes, but the rain isn't going to come down. The rain is still coming down. There's still too much rain on the track. We're going to stay in the pits. Let's see if anybody can beat us, but I don't think they will be able to. Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, they're all on their laps right now. But I think we've done enough. Look at them crossing the line. They're not improving. They do a little bit, but they're not going to get close enough. We take pole position by almost 3 seconds with Kevin Magnussen. Beautiful, beautiful stuff in Q3. Getting out on the intermediate straight away. And we've done a master stroke there. So pole position for Kevin Magnussen. His season just keeps getting better and better in this Haas car. Oh, okay. So this is going to be an interesting race. It's supposed to start off sunny. Then it's supposed to rain a little bit. Then it's supposed to... or rain for quite a while and then go back to cloudy. So this is going to be an interesting race to get right. We're going to start both drivers on softs because it looks like that's the right way to do it. And we'll see what happens after that. And we want to keep Kevin Magnussen in P1. We've got Mick Schumacher starting P9 as well due to the penalties. So this could be another good weekend for us. Come on in, K-Mag. Let's get away well. Let's get away well. Let's hold on to that P1. They're on the medium tyres, so Kevin Magnussen could potentially hold on, but the Red Bull has got a much better start, and we've already lost that P1 spot. Or can we keep the move around the outside and keep the position ahead of Max Verstappen? Kevin Magnussen and Verstappen go side by side. Oh my gosh, that looked almost like they touched. Magnussen's got the inside for the next corner though. Can he stay ahead? This is going to be very, very important for the race. What's going to happen? Magnussen down the inside, still side by side with the Red Bull. It looks like he's just got ahead, but Verstappen has the inside. No, he does not. Kevin Magnussen holds on to P1. What a start for K-Mag. And we can relax a little bit now. Hungary is a tough place to overtake. So that P1 was very important to hold on to. I'm not expecting us to win this race. I'm not even expecting a podium. But if we can keep those cars behind for now, this could be a very, very strong race for Kevin Magnussen. But just to have him up there right now in P1 is a great sight to see. But I think it's going to be pretty easy for the Red Bull to make the move now as he thinks about it. Is he going to go for the move down the inside of Kevin Magnussen? Or can K-Mag hold on with those soft tyres? Oh, the Ferrari's gone down the inside of the Red Bull. Magnussen's had to back out almost. And he's lost time to the Ferrari because of it. And down into P2 we go. And Sainz goes through. There's a Sector 3. Something's happened in Sector 3. It's a car spinning. Yellow flag. I think it's a safety car. Is it a safety car? There's yellow flags about. No, it's no safety car. I don't know what's happened. But we're still P2. We'll wait until the rain, because that's going to change everything when that happens.
Okay, so Verstappen crashed out of the lead.
Oh! Verstappen! Verstappen is out! Is that a safety car? That might be a safety car if he's crashed out. No, he's back going. So Verstappen is back going. Let's see what he's actually done. Because he was stopped for some time. Verstappen comes up into the corner. He locks up. He crashes. I'm surprised he's able to keep going after that. Blimmin' heck, debris got flying across the track. Max Verstappen, he's still in the Grand Prix, as we can see here, but he's had to come into the pits. He's lost a big, big chunk of that front wing. I think he was on the hard tyres as well, so he's going to come in and he's going to be way, way back. But luckily for him, there is rain coming later on in the race, so he should be saved from that. But no safety car or VSC, which can help him out. And he's all the way down in P15. Okay, yep, it started raining. All right, so we can use up these tyres a little bit more. There's another yellow flag in Sector 2. Not sure what that's about. Oh, it's George Russell. George Russell's gone off. Okay, so he's struggling a bit with the rain. Mick Schumacher up in the P6. We've got Magnussen in P4. And the rain is coming down. I think it's too early to pit K-Mag. Schumacher could be the one to pit. Sector 1, there's something going on. It's happening everywhere. Everybody's struggling. K-Mag, he's gone past the pits. We can't pit him now. But we are going to pit Mick Schumacher first. We are going to be the first ones to take the gamble, pit him onto the intermediates, because it is supposed to continue raining. Oh, I'm not sure how much. Do we want to screw his race over? Yeah, no, we're pitting him. Look at the rain. It's almost at 1 millimeter. So we are going to pit Mick Schumacher. I think Hamilton's come in for the intermediates as well. And so is the cars behind us. So maybe we've made a mistake by keeping Kevin Magnussen out there. But it's not raining. It's too heavy. So he should be all right. And we're going to actually prepare that pit stop for the intermediates with K-Mag right now. Sainz has come into the pits. Kevin Magnussen, we're going to keep him out there. We are going to keep him out there for now, as it's actually drying up a little bit. So maybe it's the best way to keep him out. The front three all come in, I believe, for intermediates. So we're taking a bit of a risk by staying out, because I think everybody now is coming in for intermediates. Mick Schumacher is in on the inters as well. So we're going to be the only ones that are staying out on the dry compound tyres. Is that a brave move from us? I think that is. But it could be a podium winning move right here. We're going to have to see the gap between us and Sainz. Okay, maybe it's not the smartest. Sainz is closing in on us at a heavy rate. Those inters do definitely look faster. We're going to pit him right now onto the inters. We can't keep him out any longer. Otherwise, we're going to lose too much time. I think we should have probably actually pit him before. And it was maybe a bit silly of us to stay out an extra lap. But we are pitting him now. Do we come out ahead of Hamilton? Just ahead of Hamilton. So we have lost about, I think, 3-4 seconds from staying out that extra lap. Perez has gained quite a bit from us, but Verstappen is all the way down there in P12, which is good news for us. But we are ahead of Lewis Hamilton, up in a P7 with Mick Schumacher as well. We're on for a good potential point scoring position. The rain is absolutely chucking it down now. But I don't think we'll get to wet conditions this race. It's only supposed to be light rain, so it might be intermediates from here on out. I mean, it's kind of all stationary right now. Magnussen is holding up Hamilton and Bottas. Bottas looks very quick around here for some reason. Mick Schumacher in his own little world in P7, ahead of this group of cars with Zhou, Russell, and Verstappen. Hopefully Zhou can hold up Russell and Verstappen for a little bit and help out Mick Schumacher, because we're not even halfway through the race, and Schumacher's actually had a spin. So I don't know what he's done. We're going to have a replay, but Zhou is now right on the back of Schumacher. That is not what we needed at all. He was comfortable, and now he's made a mistake. So he's come around this last corner, and he's just dropped it. Oh, I'll tell you what, he saved it from the wall. That was almost terrible news for us. He had to come in for a front wing. Don't even bother talking about points, but we are still P7. So that is going for us, but we're going to try and tell him to build a little bit more of a gap between Zhou. But that is very, very frustrating indeed, because we had a nice, comfortable position away from them a minute ago. Magnussen pulled a little bit of a gap between Hamilton, but I'm sure that's only for the time being. We're going to be going back to dries at some point. Not yet. We've had a crash on the track. Sector 1. Is it enough for a safety car? I highly doubt it. We don't seem to be getting many safety cars this season. It's a yellow flag just in Sector 1. I'm not sure if they're updating it. Let's see how bad of a crash it is for Yuki Tsunoda. It looks like Sector 3 to me. But he has crashed into the wall. That is a front wing required, and that is a very painful lap that he's going to have to do all the way around. No safety car though. If there was a safety car, I would have thought about maybe coming in for some dry tyres. And praying that the rain would fade away in time. We've had another crash on the track. I'm getting nervous. I'm just hoping it's not my drivers, which it doesn't look like it is. They're both still going out on track. This time it's Lance Stroll. So everybody's struggling in these wet conditions, especially around this final corner. Schumacher has done the exact same thing as these other cars. The only difference is Schumacher didn't put it in the wall, and that is identical to Yuki Tsunoda. Maybe there's oil on the track or something. Track is now dry. I think now is the time when we pit him, but the track grip is the low. Track rubber is very low. Are we the first ones to come in? It doesn't look like there's going to be any more rain, so I think we do. I think we're going to call Kevin Magnussen in. Question is, do we put him on mediums or softs? Softs, there's no way we can get to the end, so we put him on the mediums. We'll get to the end on the medium tyre. And we'll also have Mick Schumacher follow him in behind to go on to the mediums. So we're going to get them pitting now. And we are the first ones in. So if we've got this right, which I do believe we have, the track grip's gone up to normal, we could get closer to Perez. He was 12 seconds ahead of us though, so I doubt we're going to get too close, but at least we can pull a bit of a gap from the cars behind Yellow flag in sector 3, but I think we're all right. Mick Schumacher also comes into the pits. So a bit of a double stack here at Haas, but it looks like we've got it all sorted and we're all good to go. And we could gain maybe a position or two from this as the track is drying up every second that goes by. So let's see what happens when the rest of the cars come into the pits. So you can see Sainz is now in the pits. Perez stays out. Big news. Sergio Perez stays out on the intermediate tyres. We could close in on him with Kevin Magnussen. Have we timed it right? We're going to find out with Bottas and Hamilton where they come out. K-Mag coming down the straight. He comes out ahead of both of them and probably keeps around the same distance. But let's see what Perez does. Are we closing in on him much? Not too much, to be honest. I think those intermediates are still working. So I'm not sure if we've really done much. But Verstappen is behind Mick Schumacher. Did Verstappen pit? Yes, Verstappen pit onto the soft tyre. Can the soft tyres get to the end of the Grand Prix? They probably can. They probably can. Maybe we've got a mistake with the mediums, but I felt just to be more safe, we'll go on to the medium compound tyre. You can see Perez does get out ahead, quite a distance ahead of us, but I think the focus will be Mick Schumacher versus Verstappen, and I'm sure Verstappen will get past. Alright, we've got about 9 laps to go, 8 laps to go, and those softs are running down. So you see Verstappen's softs are at 40%, 39%. I don't know if he's going to have to pit again. He should be alright to make the end of the Grand Prix without them going off too much. He has got ahead of Hamilton as well, so he's done quite the comeback drive. But, you know, they took a risk by going onto the soft CAI. And the last 5 laps, they're going to be struggling quite a bit. Should be okay. Should be okay. But we'll see if they make any mistakes. Schumacher comfortably in P8. We've got 2 more laps to go. Tyres are dead for all the soft runners. Us medium runners, we're chilling. We're still doing alright. But it doesn't look like we're closing into anybody else. Verstappen's lost a bit of speed now, but I think we're just so far behind that there's no point, really. Zhou locking up. He's in P10. We got no safety car again, no red flag, you know, no craziness really happening this season. We've only had like 1 safety car and 1 VSC all season. It's really weird. But regardless, we've got 1 lap to go. Looks like we're going to be getting a really good point scoring finish with Kevin Magnussen. Started on pole and finished P4 is actually a really, really good result considering how we got pole position, because we got that lap out quick enough before the heavy rain came. And to convert that to a P4 when you've got Verstappen on the track, when you've got you're finishing ahead of a Red Bull really in both Mercedes, that's a fantastic result at the end of the day. Did I expect... I thought we could finish ahead of both Mercedes. Did not think we could finish ahead of Verstappen, so that's a bonus. Granted, Verstappen made a mistake early on, losing his front wing and had to pit, but it is still a plus nonetheless. Sainz comes home to win the Grand Prix. Mick Schumacher will take 8th place for Haas, and Kevin Magnussen will take P4 to take more points for us home. And if we started with these results earlier on in the season, we could have been fighting Mercedes at this rate, because I mean, Mick Schumacher's beaten 1 Mercedes, Kevin Magnussen has absolutely smoked the other one, or smoked both of them, and we've come home with a lot more points than Mercedes this weekend. They've only came home with 8 points, we've come home with 16. Maybe we make a late charge on them. Who knows? Who knows? We do have developments in progress that come in about 11, 12 days, and they are big upgrades to the car, so it'll be interesting to see how much of an impact they have, especially with how good we are doing. 4th and 8th with both our drivers. Those are fantastic results. Sainz gets ahead of Leclerc, and that's helped him out in the Drivers' Championship. Let's look at him. He's only 8 points clear. What a race that is. And Verstappen, because of that crash, falls further behind and slowly falling out of the title race. Magnussen, on the other hand, 92 points this season. Unbelievable stuff. Mick Schumacher, 26. He's starting to get to grips in this Haas car. It does look like we are a bit too far away from Mercedes to even think about challenging them, but we are cementing our place in P4, and Alfa Romeo getting some big points for them as well to keep them in P5 ahead of Alpine. Surely Mick's got a development point. Yes, he does. Keep developing him this season. Who knows? Maybe I keep Mick Schumacher next year. Maybe I try and make him a world champion. He's not doing bad now. I mean, at the start of the season it was horrible. He was so far off it. Now, I mean, he's scoring points, and you score points. It's beautiful to see. We do have a mid-season board review on target. Yep, and long-term objective. We've actually scored 2 podiums this season, and the target season is 2024. So we're doing that a little bit early. Team rating, I'm not sure if that's gone up or not. Board confidence is high, and team bonus is 1.5 million. So I think they are very, very happy with what I'm doing. Loads of upgrades coming in here to increase the team attractiveness. And next time we will be in Spa-Francorchamps. I think I've said that right. I don't know if I have. But Spa, always a fun track to race at, and hopefully it'll be a fun track for our team to race at this season. But we are cementing that place in P4, and who knows, maybe we could be fighting for another podium if a bit more rain comes and strategy goes our way. Hopefully we'll see more safety cars and maybe potentially our first red flag. But if you guys are enjoying the series, make sure you go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.